How's it going, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back. So a lot of you may know James from 20th and 21st Movies. He had this really great idea, basically talking about basically like a desert island type of scenario. Yeah, picking like his 10 favorite criterions that he would take to the desert island. And he had like another scenario. You can watch his video, kind of get that idea. But I thought it was a really great idea. And obviously, there's another channel from Aaron from Cult of Cinema. He decided to do like a piggyback to that same idea from James. I told Aaron I would do the same thing on my channel, and then I would watch his video later because I didn't want it to be like an influence on mine. But this is like fictitious kind of thing. Obviously, there's different scenarios like why you would be on a desert island, why you would have electricity, that kind of thing. Let's not get into that part of here, but I thought this was really fun. Obviously, these are movies I've watched for years. These are movies I've grown up on. I think I have like two from the 60s that I probably didn't see till like the 90s. That kind of thing. I don't have anything from the 70s. There are a lot of great directors I left out on this list, but these are like 10 movies I've rewatched several times. They're not going to be like foreign films that I've only watched like 2 or 3 times. These are all going to be like English-based movies. All right, so this first one's from 1982. It's Spy Number 1075. Director is Amy Heckerling, and it's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's a classic movie. Like I said, I've watched this one so many times since the 80s. Obviously, I'm not going to mention a ton of actors from these movies. I'm going to say, Sean Penn and Phoebe Cates are probably like two of the main ones that really left an impression on me. Even though Phoebe's not really in the movie a ton, but this movie's so much fun. It's written by Cameron Crowe. Yeah, so many young stars are in this movie. That became like future stars. So the second one here is from 1993, Spy Number 336. Director is Richard Linklater, and the movie's called Dazed and Confused. So this one, I've owned it so many times. I've probably seen it at least 30 times. I had it on VHS originally. Obviously, Ben Affleck and Matthew McConaughey are probably like the biggest stars to come from this movie. This one's so great, though. It's such a feel-good. Takes place like in 1976. Has a great soundtrack. It has actually like 2 soundtracks. A lot of great 70s music. So the third one here is from 1991, Spy Number 13. Director is Jonathan Demme, and it's called The Silence of the Lambs. This one's a great movie. Obviously, this is one I probably watched 30 or 40 times in my life. I've owned it on several formats. Obviously, starring Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster. This one's like I said, Spy Number 13. Actually, Spy Number 12 is This Is Spinal Tap. That one's actually going to get like a 4K release. It's coming back to the collection. So it's possibly, if that one actually were already out, I'd probably, maybe would have put it in this top 10. It was on like DVD a long time ago. It's been out of print for years. So number 4 from 2007. This one's Spy Number 1243. It's from the Coen Brothers. It's called No Country for Old Men. This one, you're getting a great performance from Javier Bardem in this movie. Josh Brolin. You're getting Tommy Lee Jones. Fantastic. I've had this one like on DVD, had it on Blu-ray, and then when I saw it got a 4K release, definitely had to upgrade it to Criterion. This one I probably watched it maybe 20 times at least in my life. I saw it in the theater. So at number 5, this is actually not the oldest one in this tag. It's from 1968. Spy Number 909 is from George Romero, and it's called Night of the Living Dead. This one's really like one of the early like modern horror films, basically. When they really kind of ushered in like the new generation of horror. It's a zombie movie. This one's I've watched this one so many times. It's been released several times from different companies. Basically it's a public domain. But I'm really glad Criterion has this one on Blu-ray and 4K. Really great. It has obviously has Dwayne Jones, Judith O'Dea. It's a classic horror film. It's actually not my favorite actually in the horror by this director. I actually really like Dawn of the Dead a little bit more. So at number 6, this one actually is the oldest one in the stack. It's from 1964. Spy Number 821. It's from Stanley Kubrick, and it's called Doctor Strangelove. Love this movie. Obviously, there are a lot of great movies from this director in the Criterion collection, especially like Barry Lyndon. That one's actually getting a 4K release. That's actually going to be like the first 4K that actually upgrade from Blu-ray from the Criterion collection. But this one, I like this one a little bit more. It's a really dark comedy. And it's in black and white. You've got Peter Sellers, Sterling Hayden. You've got the Slim Pickens, George C. Scott, really great in the movie. You have this is like the first movie from James Earl Jones. I think everybody that worked on this movie passed away now, very sadly. But obviously, I'm wearing Star Wars here. But But you know, I love this movie. I've seen this one. I had it on like DVD. I've had it on Blu-ray. Upgraded it so many times. But this one's my favorite as far as in the Criterion collection from this director. So at number 7 for 1988, this one's Spy Number 936 from writer and director Ron Sheldon, and it's called Bull Durham. This one has Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, Tim Robbins. This one's basically like a baseball movie, but it's a lot more than that. Baseball is like the main like story, but you have like these relationships between these three people. It's almost like a love triangle in some ways, but yeah, I had to include at least one sports movie in here. I think there may be other like sports movies in the collection, but as far as in this stack, I had to include like at least one in my top 10. So at number 8 for 1991, Spy Number 764. Director is Terry Gilliam. Yeah, The Fisher King. This movie, I really love the story and the cast. I know a lot of people love Brazil. I like that movie a lot too, but this one is because of the cast. Robin Williams, Jeff Bridges, Mercedes Ruehl, Amanda Plummer. I think if as far as the story is really great, but I think if you want to say like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, technically I like that movie a little bit more, but Gilliam only like co-directed that movie, so it doesn't necessarily count, and that one's not in the collection either. So so as far as the Criterion collection, this one's my favorite. So at number 9 from 2001, Spy Number 157. Director is Wes Anderson. The movie's called The Royal Tenenbaums. So this movie's my favorite from this director. He has a lot of great movies in the collection. But this one I like the most really because of the story and the cast. Obviously, you have a fantastic cast here. Gene Hackman, Angelica Houston, Luke and Owen Wilson, Bill Murray, Ben Stiller, Gwyneth Paltrow, Danny Glover. So for me, it's such a strange story. I own the soundtrack to this movie as well. So it's the only movie from this director I have a soundtrack from. So at number 10 for 1991, Spy Number 1180. Director is Ridley Scott. The movie's called Thelma and Louise. So if you look at this list, you'll notice there's actually like 3 movies from this year. So I really like this cast. It's Susan Sarandon, Gina Davis, Harvey Keitel, Christopher McDonald, Brad Pitt, Michael Madsen. Such a strange story. I always ask people, did these 2 characters actually win at the end? Or did they actually lose? I don't know. Okay, everybody, I really appreciate watching this video. Please let me know in the comments your favorite 10 Criterions. Yeah, please keep in mind they have to be in the collection. Obviously, I have other other movies I really love, but they're not actually in the Criterion collection. So please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. Please put a thumbs up on this video. And everybody have a great one.